we're just starting to let people in, admit all.
And here they all come. Sorry for the delay there, folks. Just getting everything set up properly. And we're waiting for the numbers to pick up here, 150 so far. And we'll get into everything. I'm feeling great. I took 4 days off from everything and just about everyone and got myself grounded real good. So I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you.
That's good. So what was your problem?
Just too much of this, too much of technology, too much of everything else, and needed to get just out and away from everything and get totally back to nature and grounded properly. And that's exactly what I did.
Well, you were not the only person who was away. I was also away in sunny Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back on Monday night, rather late. In fact, it was actually early morning before I got home. You know, everything which could go wrong went wrong on that trip.
Yeah. Well, I went down to Southwest Missouri and spent some time with some friends of mine, and actually for the first time in a long time, I took a swim in Table Rock Lake.
Yes. Right, in Table Rock Lake.
Yes.
Okay. So how does it get its name, Table Rock?
Oh, that's just the table shelf of the mountain area, and Table Rock is just the name of the area. That's all.
Okay. All right. So is there an actual table which you can use there, or?
No tables that you can use there. Not at all. It's just the Table Rock is kind of an ominous structure. It looks like a table. It is what it looks like if you look at it from a certain angle.
Okay.
That's all. Sorry, I'm not. You know, my mood is not in the jokes or anything else today. I'm just like, I'm happy. The puns and stuff like that. My brain isn't active to anything like that right now.
We'll get you woke up. What you need is the little spray from the hydration app, or the life.
Oh, I have that. I have that.
That should get you.
No, I'm just in a very, very good mood. That's all.
In a good mood. Wow.
Yes. And I just, I'm like letting everything run off my back, just like a duck would, just happy. That's all.
Okay. All right.
Right. So, but anyway, welcome to the GESARA show, folks. We're glad that you could make it in. Looks like we've got a nice crowd here today. And we'll get to your questions here in just a little bit. There's been a lot happening since I've been out, and I've been monitoring everything here this morning. And I'm like, wow, we have got a bunch of stuff that is happening.
Absolutely.
And so, Peter, let's go ahead and get into that, shall we?
All right. Well, first of all, let me give you a summary of what happened in Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I was over there for basically 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
I left here like 10 in the morning on Friday, arrived in Birmingham at 3 p.m. local time, and Friday was pretty much just a day where I orientated myself, unpacked my bags, and didn't really meet anybody on that. Well, I didn't meet anybody I knew on that day. It was just, I had a walk around town, and while I was out walking, of course, it rained, and I didn't have the umbrella with me, but never mind. I got a bit wet, and while I was on my way back to the hotel, I walked past a car park which was advertising £3 a day. And considering it was like £12 a day in the hotel, I decided to post that, because I'm sure, well, in fact, I know that a number of people followed my tip and saved a lot of money on parking. So I was glad to do that. I didn't have a car with me myself because I flew over there, but I'm sure I helped somebody. In fact, I know at least 2 people who use that car park. One of them was Sharon, and the other one is a guy called Carl, who helped with the filming. And I'm sure other people did as well. And anyway, so that was the first day. The second day, the Saturday, I also went into town and did some shopping, picking up the things I'd forgotten to bring along with me. While I was there, I ran into a couple of people trying to hand out Bibles. So I thought, well, let's talk to these people. Let's see what they're saying. So I had a chat with them. And you know, I said, you do know that your Bible is missing quite a few books, that there are actually 777 books in the Bible and you've got 66. And they were a little bit shocked to hear that, and asked if I was some Bible scholar, and say, no, I'm just well informed. And then we talked about various things, including what GESARA is, which I hadn't, of course, never heard of, and stuff like that. But that, to be fair, they were quite interested, and they took a flyer from me and did want to learn more. So instead of them converting me to anything, I may have converted them. So anyway, I then made my way back to the hotel, the Hamilton by Hilton, the hotel which was recommended for the conference. And I was up on the 16th floor in my room. Anyway, when I got back, I managed to meet up with Sharon Mason, who had also just arrived.
Hi, Sharon. I see you there. Thank you for your help.
That's right.
Yes,
yes. She had promised to help me with setting up the show. And so, in fact, at that time, she couldn't even get into her room because it wasn't 2 p.m. yet. And so I had a good chat with Sharon, and it's always interesting to get to know people who you've only seen on the screen before. And I thoroughly enjoyed that chat. And she later came when we did the setup, because the hotel, the jury's in, they let us in the evening before, as of 6 p.m. to set up and basically test our equipment and stuff, which was very, very nice of them, I thought. And so we did quite a lot of work trying to get it all set up, trying to make sure it was all working. And if you want to see some of that, go into the forum, into the Birmingham section, which is quite a new section. And there you will find some videos showing the setup process in 360 degrees. That means you can look in any direction. So it's only been there a few minutes, so you won't have seen it before. So that'll be a nice little extra for you guys to have a look at. See what fun we were having getting set up for the film. Unfortunately, although we managed to get the test recording working on that night, it was a little bit different on the next day, but I'll come to that. So I don't know if you all know this, but I'll tell you now anyway. I was not allowed to go into the Great Awakening Tour conference. My ticket was revoked, and I think the way they did it was a little bit problematic, because well, they gave fictitious reasons. And if I can give one tip, never lie to a truther, because that lie won't last a minute. Anyway, I don't know the real reason. I think the reason is that they now see the GESARA show as competition for what they're doing, and we'll just leave it at that. I say, you know, it was disappointing for me because I couldn't go into the show. I couldn't see what was happening at the day, but I still had the evening show to look forward to. And while they were in that conference room, I had a nice walk around the reservoir behind the conference room and generally around town, and had a pleasant day. And then also went and started to prepare for the actual meeting. So anyway, then my friend Carl, well, I say my friend, I've never met him before, but he's one of our He's one of our group. I don't know if he's in the show tonight, but he had offered to record the show on his own video cameras, just as a favor to us. And I thought that was fantastic. And so he arrived at about 4 p.m. and then we started setting up his equipment and my equipment. And we generally started preparing for the GESARA show on the Sunday night. So I'm talking Sunday now. So we did that, and we had tremendous problems with the streaming to YouTube, which we planned. We planned to stream it to YouTube using open broadcasting software, which had worked the day before, but at the end we couldn't get it working. As the people who saw the show knew, we quickly switched over to Zoom, which did work. That wasn't the only problem. I say that it was almost a comedy of errors that weekend, that long weekend. Now we'd been selling tickets to go into the conference, and I obtained one of these devices. Well, this is the device I obtained, called a sum up unit, which is designed for taking credit cards or contactless. Because I said that people arrived at the day, they could pay with this device on site. That was the idea, except it didn't work. Every time we typed in a number, it just said no, payment rejected. Before a credit card had got anywhere near the device, it still doesn't work. So obviously something was misconfigured with that device. So we were unable to charge for anybody arriving to see the show, unless they paid us cash, of course. So that was another disaster. It was, as I say, it's comedy of errors, and you can only laugh about it in the end. Also, I don't know for sure, because I wasn't at the conference, but I got the impression that they tried to make it attractive to stay at where they were, so that nobody would wander off to go to our event. I say this is just a thought of mine. I don't know if it's true. It's just the impression I got from various people told me. Anyway, we'll leave it at that. I can't prove it either way. It doesn't matter anyway. So anyway, not a lot of people came to our show. We had more people online than we had in the room. But again, we still did a good show. I think we still did a good show. It was just plagued with technical issues, but we had backups to solve those. For example, the link with Zoom. Now, Billy kept telling me that the microphone didn't sound too good. And so, there was crackling noises or something, and things like that. Well, luckily we had to back up. The microphones we were using had internal recording feature. So in the playback, when it's released, we'll be using the recordings made in the internal microphones as opposed to that which came from Zoom. Then for some reason, normally when I get the video back from Zoom, it's normally in pretty good video quality. I'm always pleased when I get full HD 1920 by 1080. This time, for some reason, instead of being sort of, landscape horizontally, it was up and down, and just a video in the middle. So the resolution went way down, giving what was, as we broadcast, was a really pristine video image. We were getting a rather low quality image from the 360 camera, which we had a dead center. Luckily, Carl had been filming in very high quality with his cameras. So in the editing, I'm using a lot of his video in the recording thing. But he had great video, but he didn't have good sound on his video, which didn't matter. We have sound from other sources. But all this means that the editing is taking longer than planned, because I have a lot more technical issues to do. I have all the materials I need to create the video. I have sound from one source, video from another source, video from another source, and it's all got to be mixed together. And I'd hope to have that video ready by now. I think it's going to be at least another day before I can release the video of the show. Sorry about that, but just too many things went wrong for me to be able to do it quickly. And I've been working all day on it, and I'll probably be working all tomorrow on it to get it finally out there. But we're getting there. We're getting there. It's not lost. We have the materials. It's just more work for me. That's basically what we're talking about. For me, another important thing which happened, which I really appreciated, on the Monday morning when I went to breakfast, I met Ron E. West. He sat down right next to where I was sitting. Well, when I say sit down, he's on a wheelchair, so he was just wheeled up to the table right there. And he said, "Oh, you Peter, come and join me." So I immediately went and cooked. I mean, what an opportunity to speak one-to-one with Ronnie West. And I don't know if he's in the show today. Maybe not. I don't know. But we had a fantastic talk about various things he was doing, various things I was doing, about the show, and also that we're going to do a common law special in the near future. So that was great. I really enjoyed that. In fact, I think one of the things most memorable, most positive for me was the fact that so many people recognized me. Yeah, I was just walking around and so many people just came up and said, "Oh, are you Peter? I really enjoy your show," that kind of thing. That must have happened at least 50, 60 times while I was just walking around the hotel. And that feels great. You know, I could see there that there's still a tremendous love for what we're doing here. And I could tell that these people were really sort of happy to meet me, but I was happy to meet you guys. So I was grateful for everybody I could talk to and meet at the Birmingham conference. And I think that is, for me, perhaps the highlight of the whole weekend, just all the people I met. And a special thank you to Sharon and to Carl, who gave me a lot of assistance when we did the show. It was very appreciated. And again, nice to meet you in person. And just so many other people just said hi or hello or whatever, and you know, that is what I think, you know. So for me, I'm still saying it was a worthwhile trip. There's a lot of aspects I enjoyed. Sure, there were things which went wrong, technical things, and of course the fact I couldn't go into the conference was also annoying. But you know, I'm not going to start any war about this or anything. You know, if Charlie's team don't want to be associated with me in any way and don't want me to event there, they could have just said so instead of, well, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm all for moving on, and let's just make our show the best possible thing. Yeah,
exactly.
And I don't, you know, I'm not. You know, I'm not for anything against them or anything like that. We're doing our show, they do your show, and we're going to. And there are so many other directions in this world which we can make friends with that we can survive without their existence.
Right, exactly. So what do we got today, Peter? Let's get into the intel, shall we?
Yeah, in just a moment. There's one other thing which happened since then. Since I got back, I was contacted by another group who are holding a talk or conference in Cologne, where I live, and I've arranged with them that I go and join them on the afternoon here, and if it all works out, I might be doing the GESARA show tomorrow live from a location in Cologne, not in my studio, but with a group of mostly German nationals who are brave enough to come and join us on our show.
Tomorrow or Sunday?
On Sunday.
Sunday. You said tomorrow.
Oh, did I say tomorrow? No, I said, okay.
Yeah, I was like, did you change something? I don't know about.
Thanks for the correction. No, it is on Sunday, in line with our Sunday show. So I'm not going to tell you who it is. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. I'm just going to tell you there is a possibility, because it's not 100% sure yet. It all, we'll know on the day if we can find people who are willing to join us. If not, I'll just do some interviews with them and come back home. It's only half an hour from where I live. It's not very far. So so it'll be a surprise if I'm in the studio on Sunday or if I'm outside with a group of locals. And I'm sure you'll recognize the group.
Outside with a group of locals getting grounded. You're all going to be barefoot, sitting in the grass out in a park somewhere. Is that right?
Something like that.
Something like that.
I'm not sure about the barefoot bit.
Well, you got to go barefoot if you're going to be on the grass.
Yeah, well, that's maybe. But I think this is more an outside restaurant where they're meeting.
Oh, well, you can't do barefoot at a restaurant. They don't like that too much.
No. So not that they then say, oh, there's Bigfoot.
Well, yeah. Well, when you got a size 13 triple E foot, yeah, Bigfoot. I get it. Okay.
I'm not actually sure what size I have. I think I'm probably about 11 or something.
No, I'm talking about me. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yours.
That's me. All right.
All right. Okay. Well, don't put your foot in it then.
No, I leave a big footprint wherever I go.
Right. Okay. I'm just trying to put. Okay. Anyway, so I'm not sure it's going to happen yet. That's why I'm not telling you what's going to happen. What's planned. Just be surprised if you suddenly see that you're not seeing the Rhine River behind me, but some real nature.
All right. So if you're going to do that kind of a surprise, you have to have the party poppers, where you have to do the surprise, and do the party poppers. Okay.
Well, we will see what we do.
Okay.
Anyway, it is certainly a new direction that we can go, and I very much welcome the opportunity.
Yes, I feel very relaxed. Thank you very much. I am very relaxed right now.
Great. So anyway, that's basically what happened in Birmingham, and a potential special on Sunday. Which we're trying to expand the show. Financially, Birmingham was not a good thing for do. I think we've just about blown all the remaining funds we got in the subscriptions on the Birmingham trip, because we were sending a much larger audience, which would have then covered the costs. But because that didn't come, and even if they did come, we couldn't have charged them because this thing was not working.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
We'll press
survive
on.
it. We'll survive it. We'll just move on.
Yeah.
We'll just move on. Okay. And what I did do, I had a lot of talks with people in Birmingham, and we got another few specials lined up for the near future.
Oh, cool.
So common law was just one of them. We also had some other topics, and which we'll release as they get ready and things. So I think we have a bright future here with the GESARA show, and well, with you guys, as long as you guys like watching us and supporting us and helping us cover our costs with the subscriptions and stuff like that. Because that's where all the money goes. We appreciate it.
We really do.
And we will do our best to keep on doing these shows for you.
Okay.
Right, now you want to get onto the Intel.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So
I'm just as excited to hear about all of this as you are, folks, because I've been trying to catch up, since this morning. I got home late last night, so.
You got home late. Well, yeah. Well, I've been having long days and long nights the last few days.
I imagine so.
I didn't get much sleep in Birmingham, put it that way. And
I got sleep. It's just that the conversations that we were having lasted until 2 or 3 in the morning, while I was out, and then we slept until like 10 o'clock or something like that.
Right. that sounds normal to me.
Yeah, that sounds normal, but
I tend to go to bed about 3 in the morning here, and get up at about 9 or 10, somewhere around there. So that's kind of my day. So I'm used to very long days, and because a lot of what I do connects to people in the USA, then I tend to live in the American time zone more than the European one. Okay, but one thing is true, there seems to be a lot happening on the Intel basis. And when I read through it today, I felt, oh my God. Oh my God, yeah.
All right, so give us the skinny.
Right, okay. So I can really only, there's so much happening, I can really only give you the Reader's Digest version.
Okay.
But even that is enough. I think I just got to have another glass of water before I can stomach this. So cheers.
Cheers.
So let me go through this. Now I checked, this is the latest news from today, not from yesterday, as once happened. And here we go. So right now, the Supreme Court was considering overturning the 2020 election due to voter fraud in all 50 states. Biden out, Trump in by Monday, the 16th of May.
Now, that is not entirely accurate. Let me explain.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. They can't just reinstall Trump. That would be illegal for them to do under the current laws. What they have to do is they have to say Biden was not elected properly. Okay. Find him in collusion with treason and crimes against humanity. That also implicates Harris, which takes her out of the picture. That also implicates Pelosi, which takes her out of the picture. Then it would normally fall to the Secretary of State in order to hold new elections. But because the Secretary of State is also going to be implicated, then we are under a constitutional crisis at that point. And as I've mentioned before, then we go to military law, and under the law of war manual by the military, they step in because we have a dysfunctional government. All right. And then they have 120 days to set up new elections. Now, everybody's been asking, why is Trump throwing all of these rallies and everything like that here recently? All right. It's so he stays in the forefront. He knows what's about to come down. So he has the foothold in everything. Anybody can run for president. It's not a shoo-in for Trump to be president. You're going to have to vote. All right. But the military will have 120 days to set up new elections. And I think what it's going to all coincide with the midterms in November. Okay. It'll just be a new presidential election.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. John Durham couldn't have said it better.
All right. So that's the follow-up to what you just said. Continue on, my friend.
Right. Yes, that's right. No, it's very good. That very important fill-in information there. And so I also had a chance to look at the 2000 Mules documentary. I wanted to watch it in the plane, but because I couldn't download it, I watched Star Trek Picard final episode instead. But right.
Yeah, right. I'm in the middle of season 2 right now, and I'm coming to the end of it. So
I watched the final episode actually on the plane.
Did.
Yeah, on
okay.
the flight, on the plane. You know, which is quite good actually. Quite good.
All right, don't spoil it for me.
All right, I won't spoil it, but just that. No, all right, okay, I won't say it.
I know the boat sinks. I know the dog dies. Don't tell me how Picard ends. All right.
Oh, Picard is actually okay. He's a robot, isn't he?
Shush.
that was from we know that from the end of the first season.
Shush. Bad Peter, no donut.
Yeah, it's what happens to Guinan, which is interesting.
Yeah, I'm not looking like Durham today. I'm looking more like Bob Joyce today.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, I must admit, I prefer Whoopi Goldberg as Guinan than I do in that program what she runs on the Five or whatever it's called.
The View. We won't.
The View. That's
it.
it. Yeah.
What bad word? Bad word. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to wash my mouth.
I can't stand her in that, but as Guinan,
okay?
she's fine.
As Guinan, she's fine, but yeah. All right, go ahead.
Anybody who doesn't know who Guinan is, she runs the bar on the USS Enterprise in the Next Generation series.
D.
The Enterprise D and 10 forward. That's right. And she also appeared in the same role, basically, in Picard. But okay, we're digressing.
Right. Exactly.
2000 Mules documentary I have watched, and I found it quite interesting. It was not really anything I didn't know, but I liked the way they could prove it, and they were cross-referencing pictures of the mailboxes with the profiles from their smartphones, and that these mules were being arrested, and it was
the level of technology that they came up with in order to prove the point was everything. All right. I knew all of this had happened, but what they did was they took it to the third, fourth, and fifth level from there. So there is no refuting it. You can't refute it.
And he's basically using the deep state's weapons against them.
Exactly. All those surveillance cameras and everything else that went up because of the National Securities Act back in Bush's day, after 9/11 and whatnot. All of those security features that they put up is exactly what they used against them.
So I can well recommend watching 2000 Mules if you haven't.
Yes.
It's on Rumble and BitChute.
And you can also find I can also post it in my Telegram channel where you can find it on for free. That's
right. Yes. So that's well worth watching, by the way. So the global market crash is expected to happen on Black Friday. That's tomorrow, 13th of May, 2022. So that will be interesting if that happens. And they're talking about massive arrests imminent. Well, Black Friday, if it'll be a day to watch. I will certainly be watching.
But you know what tomorrow is?
What else?
It's Friday the 13th.
That's right. Yes, that's why I said
Friday.
Black Friday.
Black Friday.
That's
when everything comes crashing down, I hope.
Yes.
Okay. Wouldn't that be interesting to use their own symbology against them? That would be absolutely fantastic.
That's what I'm loving. Yes. It's great to use their tools against them. It gives you a certain feeling of satisfaction. So as of Tuesday, 10th of May, 10th of May, by the way, was my father's birthday, strangely enough. The gold-backed Chinese yuan replaced the fiat US dollar as the world's reserve currency. Well, that's good. So now everything is going to be compared to the yuan as opposed to compared to the dollar. Well,
or it could have gone to the ruble, but they decided to go with the yuan instead.
Yeah,
I think that was a white hat deal with China.
Yeah, and I think is going to be accepted better because due to all the propaganda with Ukraine and stuff, that people will not understand if it was gold linked to the ruble.
True.
And at least the people are not informed as to what's really happening there. So whereas China, I think, will be more acceptable. It's a larger country financially as well, and population-wise. The central bank has warned against trading digital, encrypted, and virtual currencies, particularly BitChute. In fact, I was only talking to a friend of mine. Well, you know him, Gerd, and he's involved in the money markets. And I told him, get out of BitChute. And I need to tell him 3 times before he started to believe it, because he couldn't believe that BitChute was actually disappearing.
Not BitChute, but Bitcoin.
Oh, Bitcoin. Sorry, you're right. I say a lot of things have been going haywire recently. I'm going to mix up a few words, so never mind.
It's just a bit of a sticky wicket. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Right. So the Alliance military has been flooding hundreds of miles of underground tunnels and bio labs across the world. So those are all going goodbye. Very good, that's happening. So let me just check I've got the right page. Yes. So there's a worldwide cyber attack imminent. The global stock market crash is expected, well, we just had that on Black Friday, 13th of May.
Right now, the Dow is down 414 on the day.
I wonder how much it'll go down tomorrow.
Yeah, we still got about 5 hours or 3 hours of trading left, 2 hours of trading left, before it ends for the day. But it's already down 400, 400, over 400. And it looks to go down even more today. And then tomorrow will be the big crash.
Right. The next is something, when I read it, I sure hope this is true. The trigger has been pulled on the global currency reset. Codes have been entered. Some have already been paid out. We are a go. That's what the headline reads. Wow. If that is absolutely true, that means it's going to be payday for us guys.
Now,
very soon.
I did read in that same report, though, that they had some nefarious critters try to get a hold of some things in one of the banks, and they had to shut it down temporarily in order to arrest those individuals. But that's all been cleaned up. They've still got a little bit of cleanup left to do. They're still trying to get all the swamp creatures out.
So I interpret that to mean they may be saying it's okay, but it could be still a few days away.
Right, exactly.
Because there are always going to be hiccups in any system.
Don't say any dates. Don't say any dates. We're tired of dates. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I mean, in my youth, I used to enjoy going on dates.
Well, yeah, I know we used to enjoy going on dates, but that is a different date. Okay.
It's a different date. Yeah.
It's a different date. They're kind of squishy. All right. And they taste good. All right. But
yeah. I remember not long ago, I went to like a class reunion, and we were eating little cakes, and now an English term, I don't know if it's an American term, but an English term for cakes are tarts.
Right. Yeah.
And somebody offered me a tart, and I said, sorry, I'm not allowed to have tarts since I got married.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like dates. I just had a flashback to Miss Congeniality. Okay. Yeah. Describing the perfect date. April 18th. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. April
the 18th. Okay.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Okay. So those kind of dates are probably quite nice. But
those kind of dates are quite nice. Yes.
Okay. Right. So let's get on with that. According to Nick Fleming, we don't know how good Nick Fleming is. He's been saying things for a long time which haven't happened, but sometimes he gets it right. There's an expression over here: even a blind
squirrel finds a nut.
Yeah, and in German they say even a blind bird finds a seed or something like that.
Right. Really yeah. Over here, it's a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, but he's saying that as of 11th of May, which is yesterday, so it's already old. I think that's when he said it. He's saying that the launch sequence for Tier 4 began in earnest after all 209 central banks were pinged, including every Tier 1, 2, and 3 federally licensed bank. The ping was accepted and returned, except for a few Tier 1 holdouts who could now expect a visit that ensured the ping was answered with codes entered manually and arrests to follow. Sometime on May the 10th, Chinese yuan was established as the gold standard. We just had that. The Department of Defense has mandated that all banks around the globe fully integrate the security codes by Thursday morning, 12th of May. Well, that's
today.
That's today, you guys. So what happens today, we start learning about tomorrow in more detail.
We'll find out what Mr. C has to say tomorrow morning with Mark Z.
Yeah, or he's under an NDA, can no longer say something.
Yeah, exactly. If Mark's trying to call him and he says, no, I can't talk to you anymore, well, that'll tell you everything you need to know right there.
Right. Either way, it looks like it's sooner rather than later that we're going to be able to exchange our currencies. And I think that is something a lot of you have been waiting to hear.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly could do it as well. Would cover my Birmingham costs, that's for sure.
That's true.
So at that time, all Reno subgroups were expected to have 100% access to new ISO 20022 USN accounts for immediate payout. So in other words, you're getting on new dollars.
Mm-hmm.
Your United States notes. I wonder what they look like.
Not the ones that we've seen. That's for sure.
Right. Yeah,
we've already established it's not the ones that we've seen.
So and the guy on that other show we no longer associate with, he said that he'd seen notes which just had numbers on them and no denomination.
Right. Yeah.
So
we'll see.
We'll see if that pegs out. So the launch schedule has begun. The launch schedule for Tier 4 began in earnest after, okay, we got that. Let me change the page. This ping echoed through the system, including, say some of these, sometimes the lead redemption bank, Wells Fargo, is complying as required to provide the Republic of the United States, not the United States of America, the Republic of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Get used to that.
Because it is the Republic of the United States in capital and small letters. When we say United States of America, that is in all caps. That is the republic that was set up or the corporation that was set up in 1871. Two totally different things.
So anyway, we're talking about their accessibility to the new USN funds. The benchmarks to expect include press releases throughout China announcing its new ISO 222 asset-backed digital RMB. I think that's their currency, whatever it is. China's total gold holdings, establishing China as one of the wealthiest nation states in the world. Well, certainly a lot richer than the USA is, with all its debt, which it's getting rid of. The end of the domination of the USD and the new SDR, supporting global fair trade, the global depeg of the US dollar, and the establishment of China's yuan as the leading currency of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this reads like a shopping list of everything you ever wished for, isn't it?
Right. Well, and I know how people feel, here in the United States. It's like we've been number one forever and a day. But, you got to remember that this is a global thing. All right. And having China and their yuan be the global currency that everything follows is not a bad thing at all. Especially when we're going to get all of our debt forgiven, we're going to get, and everything gets traded 1-to-1 and whatnot. It's just a standard. That's all it is. Kind of like the Magna Carta was whenever we adopted our Constitution based on the Magna Carta. It was already written. We just kind of plagiarized it a little bit and went with the basics behind it.
That's right. Yeah, I had quite a big chat with Ron about the Magna Carta and how, so I look forward to that special as well.
Yeah, most definitely.
A lot of people are very interested in that topic, I found. We've already done a show on common law, but it's a long time ago. It was like my very first show.
Right, exactly.
Which Billy wasn't part of. He was doing his own very first show.
Right. Yeah, you were doing your own thing. That was the day that we couldn't, there was only 100 people let in, and I got in before him, and nobody else could get in, including him, and they had to set up another room. So
that's right. Yes,
I wasn't privy to that show.
I think I have since then, maybe in the second show or something. And I'm talking about the after party, not the GESARA show. That I then covered common law again, but since then we haven't really covered it in any great depth, and it's about time to do that because common law is coming for us all.
Yes, exactly.
Anyway, let's get back to our shopping list of wishful thinking.
Okay.
Because it's just, Normally, when I go for these, I sort of mark the few things which I think are going to be interesting. Here, I just had to mark all the pages. I thought, oh my God, there's just so much today.
Right. Should I alert Alexa that we have a new shopping list?
Well, I don't know. I don't have Alexa. I
swear I hate that right now. I'll be sitting here watching the news, catching up on, what CNN or MSNBC or Fox is saying about this, that, or the other thing. And this Buick commercial will come on and they say Alexa in it like 25 times. Wow. And my Alexa's going berserk.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And was Alexa the dumb blonde sitting on the passenger seat in the advert, or what was it?
No, it was actually, they were calling the Buick the Alexa. Okay, instead of calling it a Buick, they call it an Alexa.
Oh, so the car is named Alexa.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yeah, it's really nuts. I hate that commercial. I'm like, where's my mute button?
Well, I'm glad where I am. There are no Buicks or whatever.
We got to talk about that. You're not selling American cars over there.
Well, that's all right. You guys are selling German cars.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why can't we sell American cars over in Germany when Germany sells cars over here in America? Well,
there's a good answer to that. Build better cars, and then we can talk about it.
Oh, you just did not go there.
Yeah, I did. Believe me, American cars are looked down on here because they're just not up to scratch. Then they're not up to German standards. I mean, German cars are built well.
And I have to say is one word: Volkswagen.
Well, and what's with Volkswagen?
Oh man, they have a lot of problems over here in the United States.
Yeah, they had a lot of problems because they cheated.
They recalled a bunch of them, and but anyway, that's okay.
Now you have to remember my history. My father.
All you drive is you live here in Missouri, Corey, and you're driving a German car, and that's all you drive. Oh, good gosh!
Now you have to look at my history. My father worked for Ford. That's the reason I'm in Cologne, because Ford has a big factory in Cologne.
Yeah.
And I actually worked for Ford for quite a while. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So I do know a little bit about the car manufacturer. I worked in their vehicle recycling department back then.
You would be surprised at how many people here in the United States don't know that BMW is actually a German car and not a British car.
British Motor Works, I hear them say in the UK.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. When it's Bavarian Motor Works.
That's right. It's Bavarian.
Yeah, most people think BMW is a British-made vehicle. It isn't.
Well, that's because they bought the Mini. That's why they bought. They bought the rights to the Mini. So the Mini, which was a very much traditional British car, was then bought up by BMW.
Right, exactly. But that's a whole nother story. We're digressing. Go ahead.
We're digressing. Yes, we're getting a bit carry.
Don't let me talk about the muscle cars of the 60s and the 70s, because that'll blow any German car absolutely away. All right.
You mean like the Porsche?
No, not like the Porsche. Okay. I'm talking about my 69 AMC Javelin. Okay.
All right.
Completely blow any German car off the road.
I think that would be a tough one to. So what is it, like a Bugatti or a...
No, not like a Bugatti. Okay. It's American Motor Company. Okay. AMC 69 Javelin.
Look, I used to watch Top Gear. When the big three were on it before they moved to their own separate show. But they didn't think much of American cars.
Well, I know they didn't, but they didn't know American cars like I know American cars.
All right. I think they got to drive quite a few cars in their time. Anyway, we're digressing. This is not a car show.
Don't go there. AMC from Latin for leaks oil. No. Yeah, right. Okay. I can go on and on about different car companies and what they actually stand for. Okay. All right. Ford, found on road dead. Okay. And if I were to tell you what the definition of Pontiac is, okay, you would call me a racist. Okay, so I won't even go there.
It's interesting. I heard a different definition for Ford.
What is that?
Fix or repair daily.
Yes, that is correct. Fix or repair daily. That is correct.
That's the one. And now this reminds me of something which, for the way my mind works.
Right.
Is there anywhere here who's noticed that the Ford emblem changed?
Oh yeah, the Ford emblem did change.
That it used to, the F, the cross on the F used to be like a line, and now it's got a squiggly bit at the end.
Right, exactly.
Which it didn't used to have. Now, I work for Ford, so I think I know what the emblem looked like. And I was really shocked when I sort of started seeing it change. I thought, well, that's not how I remember it. When did they change that?
Yeah, they had to change it because it wasn't part of the original Ford Motor Company. Because the family didn't own it anymore. No,
that's not the reason. It's the Mandela effect.
Is it really?
It's the Mandela effect, yeah. If you go back now in historical documents, even back to the Model T, it now always has this squiggle on there, which was never there before. And so it's one of the many things which changed. The other one was the VW logo. You mentioned Volkswagen. The VW logo never used to have a line between the V and the W.
That's true. That's very true. All right, but all right, let's stay on topic. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know we're digressing quite a lot today.
We're digressing.
Well, you see, the reason I'm trying to cheer you up, Billy.
Oh, I'm cheered up. I'm loving it. Okay.
Okay. And you might cheer up a few other people.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead. What else we got?
Right. Okay. So the United States is not, although Biden administration has capitulated. Have they capitulated? I didn't miss that. Did you hear that, Billy?
Yeah, they did capitulate.
Okay.
The Biden administration did capitulate. Okay. And they are going through the process of right now trying to figure out exactly what they capitulated to. All right. Because you know how Biden is. He's always mumbling his words and things of that nature. But yeah, they have capitulated at this point.
Okay. Versus Trump's withdrawal. The principal reason being our Constitution, the right to keep and bear arms being another one. Well, I mean, I have arms.
Yeah, but we're talking about firearms. We're talking about pistols, guns, things of that nature. Where the Paris Accord actually states in it that you cannot have a populace that keeps and bears arms, and there is the sticky part of it. It's like that will never fly here in the United States. Sorry, it just won't.
Yes, I mean, I must admit, being a European, I've never owned a firearm. I have no intention of ever owning a firearm. And I always looked at that aspect of the United States as being, well, that's why so many people get murdered in the US, because everybody's got a gun.
No, that's not it. That's not the reason why. It has more to do with society than it does anything else. People will find a way to kill, whether it's with a gun, a knife, a hammer, an ice pick.
People still get murdered here. I mean, they're just using knives or some other method because guns are hard to get. But quite honestly, I've never wanted to own a gun. A phaser, perhaps, but not a gun.
Oh, well, you see, you'd rather have a phaser than a gun. Okay, so you can set it to stun. Is that it?
That's right. Yeah, it doesn't have to kill people. You just knock them out. That's fine.
No. I'm sorry. If I'm going to get into a fight, I'm going to go for the kill maneuver. Thank you.
Well, okay. I'll be phased on that one.
Yeah, right.
I personally think just knocking people out is enough. Right. The principle, the right to keep and bear arms being known. The Paris Agreement requires the participation nations. I think we've already just said that, so we'll leave that. Final disclosure protocols, final release of the global currency reset, along with Tier 4 notifications will demonstrate that there is a definition and ratification of the Paris Agreement in keeping with the Republic of the United States according to the 1776 Constitution.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Well, yeah, they're trying to. They said we'll go ahead and we'll let the United States do what they always have done under the 1776 Constitution, but everything after that has come down. there was the big sticky wicket because in the Constitution, it is not written that you have the right to keep and bear arms. All right. That is actually in the Bill of Rights, which came after the Constitution in 1786. It's not written in the Constitution.
Interesting.
Okay, but was ratified, and you are right, Phil. The Constitution was actually written in 1787. This Declaration of Independence was actually written in 1776. But the Bill of Rights came after the Constitution. Right.
Ah, okay, yeah. So I was wrong there. I thought it was in your Constitution that you had the right to bear arms.
No, it is part of the Bill of Rights.
It's the Second Amendment, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Because there's the first, that's the amendments to the Constitution that spells out the individual rights of citizens.
Okay, well, you see, I'm not a constitutionalist in American law, so
right.
I know I'm more familiar with what's happens in Europe. By tomorrow morning, Thursday, the 12th of May, which is of course now, following the steps underway, all Reno subgroups are expected to have 100% access to the new USN accounts for immediate payout. So that will be great if people start getting paid today, even though it's not RTO yet. The Wells Fargo group invitations will start along with Abbott Downing private invitations. Whoever Abbott Downing is, do you know who that is?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, then we'll leave that. Wells Fargo will inform that they are waiting and prepared to start appointments and invitations for 7,000 redemption centers with their privately negotiated exchanges. In other words, those are the appointments we were looking forward to visiting, where we go with our money and exchange.
Exactly.
So Wells Fargo has 7,000 of them. Do you think that's enough for the USA?
Yeah, I believe that's plenty. Okay. But they're taking over other institutions as well. We've heard that they're going to swallow up like Bank of America and Chase and a bunch of others that have, been doing nefarious activities. So your banks, as you know, it will go bye-bye. And, probably the names of the banks will change as well.
So it says here, the privately negotiated exchange, PNE, which they're talking about, their negotiations will be predicated on projects and project participation, supporting the Global Redevelopment Institute.
Right, exactly. And Simon Parks had a little bit about to say that in this morning's update that he did. It was about a 12-minute update. And he said that the projects that he had been given or had submitted were already been approved. There were 3 projects that had been approved, and other projects from other individuals, including Ann Vandersteel and Mel Kay, and those people had been approved as well. And the projects overall through Connecting Consciousness are going to be totally funded.
Wow, it's getting exciting, it
is. It is really getting excited, because now we know that of people who have projects that have been approved and are funded.
Wow,
at this point.
Wow. So there's hope for us yet, I also have I've got to finish the write-up on my own projects.
Right. Yeah.
I've been helping so many other people getting their things. I haven't finished mine yet. I better do that.
Well, here's another thing. I have my own project, yes. Okay, but I'm going into it with an attitude of one thing and one thing only. Based on my last name, Gilles, Gilles in Gaelic terms means servant of Christ. And I'm just going in with it with the attitude of, you know what? I don't know what needs to be done overall throughout the world. I'm here to serve. What do you need help with?
Right.
Okay. How can I be of service to you? All right. And overall mankind, instead of, if my project gets funded, great, but I'm going into it with the attitude of whatever you need me to do, I'm here. Let's get it done.
Right. Okay. Someone just wrote in the chat, there's an orb behind Peter. Is that what it is? Which orb are they talking about?
I'm not sure.
Do I mean
There's
the
an orb.
clouds? The clouds?
The clouds behind it.
Well, they
No,
move around.
you do have kind of an orb over,
The headphones, perhaps.
Oh, that could be.
The headphones, yes.
Okay, it's gone now. It's gone now.
It's gone now. Yeah, okay. Those are the
Yeah.
headphones. They're probably reacting with the green screen, somewhere like that.
That could be.
Okay, yes, yeah. I just happened to see that in the chat. So Zim rates are as high as expected.
Yes.
So that they're as high as expected, then we're going to be millionaires pretty soon.
Okay.
Those with Zims, and I think personally that's when money becomes less unimportant, because if you can afford all you need to do for your projects, then it doesn't matter what it costs, because you then concentrate on what you need for your projects and what you need to do, and just buy it. Isn't that a great concept? I say I like to compare it with electricity. You don't worry about getting electricity out the wall when you want to switch on a heater or a hi-fi or whatever. You just switch it on.
Right.
And I think the same is going to apply to money as well. You
that
won't
would be
worry
great.
about it getting it. Yeah, it's just a resource which you can just use.
Yeah.
And won't that be great? Won't that be great?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be anyway. Is a resource. Okay. In order for you to get things done. That's the original intent behind it, but it's been bastardized over the years, and wealth creation and all this other kind of gobbledygook that we got into.
Yes.
But anyway, what else we got?
Right. The bottom line here, and the benchmarks of all benchmarks, is that the Department of Defense has mandated that all of the I've never seen this word before, recalcitrant holdouts, banks, security codes will be completed this Thursday. That's a short day and a half for both, including notifications, invitations to start Tier 4B global launch. That's us, folks. The trigger has started, is what they say very clearly. So yeah, I just love what I'm reading here. It's we've been
we're there. We're there. We're just waiting for it all to trickle down to us at this point.
Right. So we'll have to be calling ourselves the Gillionaires Club or something like that.
The GESARA Club. We're going to have to change the show name. We're going to have to change it to the GESARA Club.
Well, whatever. Anyway, I think we're doing this at the right time, and we're helping people, and that's the main thing. Yeah. On Zim redemption, 50% of monies is taken from mother load account and put in your primary account, whatever that is. Interest is earned on monies in your primary account. That interest is what is used for your humanitarian projects.
Right.
You will have 5 to 8 minutes to do your humanitarian projects presentation. 5 to 8 minutes. That's not long, is it?
No. Get it down. I think 5 pages is going to be max.
That's right. What I suggest you guys do: practice in front of a mirror, that you can get and have a stopwatch, and practice presenting what you want to say. And if you can get a relation or a friend or a spouse or whatever to listen to you for that thing and help you to make that presentation, all the better. You might as well practice so that on the day you're not sort of wondering what to say or how to present it. Practice now. It makes a lot of sense.
Make it a canned presentation. Like I said, memorize it. Get it down to a science. Like
what I have found, I talk best when I'm not reading something. Yeah. If I'm reading something, it sounds a bit mechanical. Whereas when I've got the stuff in my head and I'm just saying it, then it sounds much more natural.
Right. Where I'm speaking it from the heart.
That's right. Yes, that's right.
All right. What else?
So you're inside the fog of war is white hats intel. The real storm was just beginning. It's going to get darker, darker, and darker. Uncensored posts from the office. Okay, there's a link here. The Alliance was able to stop several incidents. That means I think that there were several negative things which the deep state tried on us, which the Alliance managed to stop. Let's hope they keep on stopping all the stuff and that we all get through this safely.
remember the idea, back about a month ago, whenever, Charlie released some things that were found in Project Looking Glass, and there was one event that was supposed to happen, a nuclear something or other in New York.
Yeah.
And there was supposed to be an assassination of a Chinese dignitary or something. And that was supposed to happen today.
Oh, today. Okay. All right.
May the 12th.
Well, we'll find out tomorrow if that happens.
All right. But nothing has come across at this point, and it's already after midnight it's tomorrow already over in China.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
Okay.
I'm just hoping and praying that the Alliance have got this all sussed out, and I think they have, and that we're going to go through some rough patches, sure, but I think if we hold strong, we'll get through this.
Right.
They're saying a tsunami wave is meant to kill everyone in Seattle, Washington. Do we have anybody in Seattle here?
No, Seattle's still there, as far as I know.
Yeah, I know a good friend of mine lives in Seattle. I actually I gave some talks in Seattle a long time ago as part of the Rife community.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to Seattle about 3 times.
I think, Gaydon, whenever you're talking about and she said the cabal has managed to drain Lake Powell and Lake Mead, I don't think that's a black hat operation, actually. I think that is something else. All right. I think they're draining those places so that they can find the bodies in order to connect more people. And they have been finding bodies at the bottom of Lake Mead.
Okay, I haven't heard that one. I've been hearing reports about these that it being drained on purpose so that there's no water for growing plants and stuff. It seemed to make sense for growing agriculture and for drinking water.
Right. Yeah, but I don't think it's a black hat operation at all. I think they're draining it so that the dam doesn't burst in Lake Mead. The Hoover Dam is what we're worried about. Okay. And if the Hoover Dam goes, then we have a big mess on our hands.
Mm-hmm. When I always hear that, I always think of the fact that we Brits, when we hear the word Hoover, we're thinking of a vacuum cleaner.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hoover, the Hoover Dam is, based on President Herbert Hoover.
It's like right. when the vacuum cleaner does not work, we say Hoover,
mm-hmm.
Dam.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It really sucks.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not going to go there. Not going to go there.
Okay.
All right. All right. What else we got?
Okay. So they say the deep state had tectonic weapons centered on the Yellowstone National Park underground volcano that was stopped from exploding. Since 2015, several nuclear warheads and nuclear subs have been recovered from dumps in or near Washington, D.C., Florida, Disney World, Five Fingers Lakes, Los Angeles. This was just a small fraction of what's happening behind the scenes. The fog of war was into human trafficking and, well, there's a whole load of stuff I'm not going to mention. So, okay, let's move on. We're getting close to the end of what I've marked. 102 pages, okay. But not everything is marked on this team. So Putin's Ukraine creates a new Russian system connected to China's gold-backed system, with the Middle East and India following. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just seeing, do I actually need to read this? Central banks in the American deep state fiat dollar collapse, but the new US treasury note has been gold asset backed. As the Western world banking system collapsed, magically Elon Musk makes a move on Twitter. Stockholders knew the market crash was imminent, so they were already selling their shares before Musk came into the picture.
Right.
CNN and Hollywood are next.
That's right.
Buckle up, Taiwan, Middle East, Serbia, Russia, North Korea, Africa, South America. They aren't done yet.
Nope, not quite. It's all going to happen pretty quick, though.
Africa, South America, Middle East would be the first to have mass riots. Well, that'll be interesting. It's in the end, it's all going military. That's when you see overt operations in progress.
So we're going to see riots and things like that happen before the military actually does the martial law. It's going to get a little bit crazy, folks.
Yes. And let's
just
move
don't
on.
Run out into the streets and trying to help anything. Okay, just protect your own families, protect what you got to protect.
Yeah.
But don't go out there looking for trouble.
Right. So they as regards to the global market crash, the Black Swan event, Global Reset, is happening now. We've warned you every day for months. Looks like this Friday the 13th will be remembered as Black Friday. The game has always been rigged. Most people invest their money savings in the stock market with financial institutions who offer investment packages to buy in the market. Most people can't short sell the market. So when it drops and we're in a downtrend, 95% of normal people are losing it all as they can't short sell the market.
That's right. So if you're in the stock market right now, get out.
Yeah. Well, I have one stock, and that is this AMC Holdings. That's that cinema train. You know, that because that was like GameStop, that was one of these things. So I thought, okay, I'll buy one stock. I bought, I think, 1.1 stock or something. I bought in that. I thought either it blows up and it's worth something, or I've lost a few dollars. So far, I've only lost a few dollars.
That's okay.
It could blow up, but you know, it's not money I'm going to lose.
Well, the stock market isn't going to be what we know it today anyway, if it exists at all in certain realms. Okay, it'll be much different.
Yeah. So the best investments in times of war and recession are physical metals, gold and silver. People will turn over metals and will skyrocket the prices. Banks won't be able to hold their short at one point on them, so the people will short squeeze them and banks will fall bankrupt. Insurance companies too.
Now, when we're talking about shorts, all right, what we're actually talking about there is paper versus physical silver. Okay, there's a lot of people who have been in silver and gold, actually, and there's a lot of people who have a lot of money invested in paper. Okay, and that is basically an IOU from the bank saying you own this much silver or you have this much gold. All right, and whenever we're talking about short selling, your green screen is going haywire.
Yeah, I can see that.
I see that. All right, now I see what they're talking about. But anyway, if they don't have enough silver, gold, or anything else to back up the paper that they've sold, that is what is known as short selling. And they can get into a lot of trouble for that if everybody makes a run on them. All of a sudden, they don't have the physical assets in order to back it up. That's why it's always better to buy physical gold and silver instead of doing the paper thing through the banks. Okay.
Right. Okay. So crypto drops like crazy too. So it is a good opportunity to buy the dip and accumulate more cryptos. Well, I'm not sure about that. Or at least not Bitcoin.
No, not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, or anything else at that matter. I would stay away from cryptos until it all shakes out as much as possible. I mean, you know, you can go ahead and you can do the Lobster wallet, the Scopuli wallet, or stuff like that with XRP and Ripple, and the Doge tokens and some of the other tokens that have come out there. But that's all speculative.
All right. I must admit, it carries on to say, we suggest the ISO 20022 regulated cryptos like XRP, XLM, XDC. So if you're going crypto, those are the ones to get.
Yep.
Algo IOTA, they're also in there. That will be used for the new quantum financial system coming, as they will 100 times at least. We do not extend. Yeah, okay. We just handle that.
Physical money will not be phased out for about 5 years because there's too many people who are used to physical money. All right, in the current financial system, it's going to be phased out over time. Eventually, it will all go to some sort of crypto or something along those lines. It will all be digital.
Right. Okay. And with that, I've got to the end of the pages which I've marked. There are 2 or 3 pages left, but
Okay.
I decided I had to stop somewhere.
All right. Well, let's get into some questions here. Patricia, go ahead.
There we go.
Hi, Patricia.
I
have a couple of questions and I think they're quick. So I think Congress just approved another $40 billion to send to Ukraine. Am I getting that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that cabal money that they're sending, or is that US tax money?
Well, that's supposedly U.S. tax money that they borrowed more from the Federal Reserve, but basically it's cabal money. Okay. All right.
That's what I
I
wanted
mean, all right. So here's what happens. Okay. Whenever they want to borrow more money, they go to the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve, we know, is not part of the United States. So they're actually borrowing cabal money and sending the physical money over to the Ukraine in order to fund them. But it's really a money laundering scheme. That's all it is. It's just they're sending it over there and they're sending it back by way of other means. So if they're buying stuff from this company or that company or this munitions place or that munitions place, it's all getting funneled somewhere nefarious. And they're tracking that as we speak. Okay?
So let them use up their money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Let's use up their petition. And what I'm hearing is that when they send the weapons to Ukraine, then it gets put into weapons stores, and Putin knows where they are. And as soon as they've deposited a whole load of weapons, he sends one of his hypersonic missiles, and all those weapons, expensive weapons, are
magically disappear.
Scrap metal, yeah.
Awesome.
So let them do it. They're in the process of destroying themselves. Let you know why. Why should we stop them at this point?
That's right. Yeah, and Putin gets to send a few hypersonic missiles, which they have nothing to stop that. They can't stop it. But when you hear it's coming, it's already there.
Right.
Yeah. So another question I have: a few days ago, they said that May 9th, 1945 is when World War II officially ended, and I also heard that that Putin was going to declare that the Ukraine war ends on May 9th this past week.
That was an anniversary date of the armistice being signed between Russia and Germany. It was not the end of World War II. Okay. It is just an anniversary date of that armistice being signed. And right now, Germany is that close to being in breach of that armistice.
No, it's already in breach of the armistice.
It is in
absolutely
breach.
Yeah, because the fact that they're supplying weapons to Ukraine
that's right.
and training Ukrainians how to fight, that's already fully in breach of the armistice. So it has already been broken, that law.
Right. Russia has every right now to invade Germany.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
So they haven't ended the Ukraine attack yet. That's still going on.
No.
Okay.
It's just a marker, a celebration of sorts, kind of like we mark Pearl Harbor Day,
I
4th of July.
I think even the Russians didn't realize how much there was to clean up in Ukraine. That's why it's just simply taking longer, because there's just so much bad stuff which happened in Ukraine.
Okay.
Okay, so one more. I heard a few days ago that dinar was $3.22 and dong is $3. Does anyone know to verify that?
We don't know exact rates at this point.
I think we'll know when we get to the exchange center what the exchange rate will actually be. Everything else is speculation until it's properly published. If we read, the official rates are this and they're not moving, then we'll know it. But
right. I mean, here's the thing. What did you buy the dong and dinar for? What, $150? All right. And you got how much in dinar and dinar and
1 to 1 is going to be good.
1 to 1 is going to be good, right? And if you get $3.22 on the dong or the dinar. All right. I think you're making out like a bandit. So I don't think there's anything to worry about there.
Okay. Go on.
And what will happen is that when you get that, you will really be sitting on the beach of a palm tree behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Maybe I'll get to go to Hawaii.
And you'll probably own the island. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay,
Yeah,
so one other
I
thing.
was singing a Zach Brown band song for the last 3 days. Okay.
And what does that mean?
If you don't know the Zach Brown
Love,
song, I got my toes in the water, my blank in the sand, you know,
Okay,
not a
okay.
care in the world,
Okay.
you know, a cold drink in my hand.
These are the things which the Americans understand and the Brits say, what the hell are they talking about?
Right, exactly.
And not all Americans understand them.
Right.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm digressing to redneck at this point.
Right,
Okay?
yeah.
Okay, we love you.
All right.
So Peter, on your time, you always put mountain time for Denver is the same time as Pacific. That's
Yeah, I
incorrect.
know. I got about 5 emails on that topic
Okay,
today.
that's it.
So I correctly, obviously I was mixing stuff because I have this time calculator on my smartphone, and I was just looking it up on there, and it kept giving me these times. So there seems to be a difference between Phoenix and Denver, where Phoenix does not change its time, and that's why it's the same as Los Angeles, whereas Denver does change its time into summertime. And well, I've been to Phoenix, I've not been to Denver, so maybe that's the reason. Anyway, I changed it.
In the fall, nobody's changing their time here in the United States. We're all staying the same.
We're staying put. Thank you. To answer a question in chat here, Jan asked the question, how was Simon Melkay and Ann Vandersteel have their projects approved? Well, they have been working closely with the Department of Defense, more specifically the Navy, and that's how they got their stuff approved. Okay, it was all done because of their connections with the Department of Defense and the Navy. Okay,
that's right.
So that's how that all came about. Jillian, go ahead.
Hello, thank you guys. I love your shows.
Thank you.
Mine's a Starlink question of how are we going to be linked? Here in the UK, we have British Telecom and we have Virgin. So will we be linked via those companies still, or will our link be completely different?
Well, I'd like to think they're going to use the existing infrastructure, because if you've got cables in the road already and you're connected up to that, why rip them out? I mean, I can't see everybody putting a satellite dish on their roof just to link to the Starlink system. Right. So I personally think it's just going to be that the existing cables will then just be connected. We'll just be connected up.
So yeah, if if you're very rural, okay, and you don't have the existing infrastructure and whatnot, Starlink is probably the way to go to get the equipment and things of that nature. But if you're currently like, me and Peter here, we've got the infrastructure already built in, why wouldn't you use the existing infrastructure? That just doesn't make any sense. That's right.
Yeah. In fact, my current internet connection is actually faster than what I'm hearing for Starlink. I have 500 megabits down and 50 megabit up. And I think that's faster than Starlink.
I love you.
Okay. But anything else, Jillian?
My provider wants to give me a new Wi-Fi router, etc., or router in the States.
Router, say router,
router, I know. In June, and they're putting down new fiber optic cables in June, July time.
They're preparing for what's to come.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yes, without telling anybody what's to come. Yeah, they're preparing for what's to come. Well, I've seen a lot of upgrades to our current system around here in my area, and they're putting in fiber optic everywhere. And I've seen a lot of different changes to the power structure and how it's all being played out, and power's gone down and back up again. I don't know if we're on Tesla free energy right now or not, but I've noticed the upgrades happening in the area.
So it will be going in the Tesla direction.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I think so, yes.
Right. So I'm safe in having this new stuff installed in my home, am I?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with upgrading, existing technology to new technology. There's nothing wrong with that at all.
Yeah, the router. I mean, I have upgraded my router recently as well. It's just.
I just want to be sure it's not more 5G.
No.
Well, to be fair, there is a 5G mode in your router, but you can normally switch that off. Because Wi-Fi can transmit on 2.8 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. But it's in the router I have here. Now, all I did is I went to the settings and switched off the 5G system. Most devices work perfectly with 2.8 gigahertz, but
right. But also you can find out, and this is a little bit more technical. You've heard of the term called COVFEFE, right? COVFEFE. Do you know what that means? Okay, it's actually a combination of elements of cobalt and a couple iridium and things of that nature that actually prevent the 5G technology or the 5G signal from actually being harmful to anyone. Okay. Oh. And a lot of the products that are coming out right now actually have this technology already built in.
Yeah, and you can also use the hydration app that will also protect you, and that's readily available. And if you have a smartphone, you can put one of these stickers on the back of them, which will also help protect you from radiation. You can stick them on computers and all kinds of things. So
I use Orgonite.
Yeah,
yes.
Orgonite.
Also, a friend of mine who's an electronics engineer, he swears with having precious stones. He says that soaks up the radiation as well, and he's a very sensitive person, and he said he couldn't sit in front of a computer long until someone put a stone next to his computer. In fact, he was laughing about it. He thought that was crazy, until he tried it himself, and then he found that these precious stones really did take away the radiation and allowed
it takes away the harmonics. It actually neutralizes the harmonics of the 5G radiation.
That's right. Yes. So now
particular stone.
Which stone?
Any particular stone?
He said it was a precious stone. It could be uncut diamonds. There's this black stone. I can't remember what it was.
The onyx.
The onyx. It's a Russian black stone, which is used. Things like that.
Actually, any real stone, okay, that is considered precious, rubies, emeralds, things of that nature, stuff that is from nature that will actually take a frequency and actually be convert the frequency will do that. Okay, but it has to be real stones, not anything fake. Okay,
that's right. Yes.
Does that make sense?
And also grounding. What's very good for you is to go out onto the grass bare feet. Do that for 15 minutes every day. You'll feel wonderful.
It helps. It definitely helps.
There's on the Hydration App website, on the video section, there's a video about grounding. Watch that. It's a fantastic video. It really explains what grounding is about.
Yeah, they're posting it in here. Shungite and obsidian and I'm sorry, I didn't catch that last
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline. Yeah. Those are great. Those are great stones to have around. Okay. Just look in the chat there, Jillian. People are posting stuff. Okay.
That's great. Right. Thank you very much indeed.
All right. Thank you. You have a great day. Absolutely. Richard Marshall. Hello, Richard.
Hi. How's it going?
You're good, sir. How are you?
Good.
Good. Just wanted to ask you a question about the wellness app. It works very well.
Yeah.
But lately, the last couple of days, it won't always turn on when you try. So then I wait 5 minutes and try it again, and then that will come on.
Yeah, you see, the servers are in Hong Kong. And so the connection between Hong Kong and where you are can sometimes get interrupted, that the packets are not coming over fast enough, and it can cause a slight delay. I have it sometimes that the music runs, it stops for a few seconds and then carries on. Just let the program run until the music ends, and then you're fine.
I always do. Yeah. And grounding is extremely beneficial, by the way, and a lot of people know that.
Yeah. Well, a
my
lot of people
question-
don't.
Okay, a lot of people. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people don't know.
We're not worried about the people who know. We're worried about the people who don't know about it.
Yeah. So when I'm using this app, like I have an inflamed joint on my toe, can I put that light directly on that area?
Yes,
Sure.
absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, that's my question. And thank you for everything you do. And I'll just let the next guy go.
And if
All
you,
right.
if you have information in that area, go for a walk in the grass, go bare feet as well. That will
Yep.
also help remove the inflammation.
Most
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I know. I've been doing that for 2 years now. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
All right. Thank you, Richard. Darren.
man.
Hey guys, how's it going today?
Very good, sir.
Absolutely. So is it Picard you're going to be talking about, or is it Star Wars? No, Star Wars.
I actually have a Star Trek question for you.
A
But
Star Trek
first,
question.
yeah, if you notice in the background, this is where the Colorado River actually starts. This is Rocky Mountain National Park in the middle of
Right.
Colorado.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
And this is where the Colorado River starts.
Uh-huh.
And from what I've heard, the Colorado River provides almost water for anywhere from 40 to 70 million people.
That is correct.
So
It flows
it
through
is
Lake Mead down to it flows through Lake Mead down to the Hoover Dam and down past Laughlin, Nevada, Bullhead City, and everything else. Yes, I do.
It's one of the most litigated waterways in the world. Everybody wants to tap into it. And so with this water issue and the black hats maybe trying to affect our water supply, it could become really a big deal.
So, yeah, it definitely could, but I don't think it's a black hat operation. Okay.
Oh,
and the reason why I say that is because there is actually a dam inside of the Hoover Dam, and they had to clear out that dam. But in order to clear out that dam, they had to have the water level down to a certain level without breaking the dam.
I see. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's good. Yeah, no, that's definitely good to know.
Yeah, the only thing is, where do they get the water to refill the dam?
They actually will release things from the upper portion of the Colorado River. They have control over that. There's a natural spring up there that they have a control over. Yeah,
the big chunk of the Rocky Mountains drains down into the Colorado River, and so it's and I definitely highly recommend anybody that's interested when they come to the United States from all over the world, you ought to go to the Rocky Mountain National Park. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yes.
Okay.
Okay.
My Star Trek here.
I've been to the Grand Canyon. I've been to the Grand Canyon. That was very impressive.
Yeah, but
and I will tell you. I will tell you, Peter, if you're ever interested in coming and doing a show in America, Colorado would be a great place for it. It's right in the middle of the center of the United States. It's real easy for people to get here, and I think a lot of people would enjoy you guys having a show here. So now, definitely keep that in mind. The most interesting thing I ever saw. I was out at the Grand Canyon and doing the overlook of it at one of the places that you can. And actually seeing a thunderstorm roll through the canyon with clear blue skies above you. It is absolutely incredible to watch as you watch the thunderstorm actually roll through the canyon. All right. With no rain coming down on top of you, your clear blue skies up above, but it's actually storming like crazy down in the canyon. It's unbelievable how quick the weather can change here up and down the Front Range. We call it the Front Range, the Rocky Mountains. It'll go from 75 degrees and sunny, and an hour later it'll be snowing, and you don't even know it's coming. It's just like, especially in the late spring and in the late fall, like in October, it'll go from 75 degrees to all of a sudden it's a blizzard. It's absolutely the hardest place on the planet to predict weather. And I've heard that from multiple weathercasters on the different news stations here. So very all right, my Star Trek question. Here's my Star Trek question for the day. Is that I listened to Dr. Stella, and I know Billy, I've sent you a couple of his videos about the cedar population and some of the different alien races. And he had mentioned on his show that at least back, in Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine and all those guys, that they were actually getting a lot of their intel from the U.S. Navy Secret Space Command. Okay. more of a white hat operation. Now, I've kind of noticed in these newer series in Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, and I guess the new one's getting ready to come out, but especially in Star Trek Picard, it seems like this, and I love it. I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy the show, but it seems like it's more of a negative black hat information that they're getting. Do you know by chance, do you guys know if by chance they're getting their intel from black hats or white hats, or are they just making it up?
That's very interesting.
Seems like there's definitely a difference.
We know that the Hollywood is very much a black hat controlled thing. And CBS and Paramount have been separated and then put back together again, and that has definitely had an effect. And whereas when we're going back to the time of Gene Roddenberry was very much reaching out to scientists, and so what he was doing then was very, very much very positive things coming out to what scientists were saying. I'm not so sure they're doing that now. I think it could be very much black hat influenced. What they're putting in. The very fact they're bringing Q in our time thing and making him into someone who's a bit of a rogue. It just seems to be a bit of too much of a coincidence to me.
Right. And also when you're talking about AI technology in the first season, that's what the first season was all about, was AI technology. Okay. And making it seem normal. Okay. And normalizing it. All right. And
exactly.
So I kind of took that as a black hat type of operation.
Exactly. And there's another one you're talking about. I was watching Picard. I think it was season 2, episode 3, somewhere in that ballpark. And all of a sudden the vaccine chip came in. I can't remember if it was Dr. Girardi or one of them said, well, yeah, they don't have the vaccine chip. And I thought, vaccine chip? And they're predicting the future. So that's what I'm thinking. It seems like, yeah, like I said, I think the older series always ended on more of a positive note, where a lot of these newer Star Trek series seems like it's kind of a negative, dark future, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I still like the series and I still watch them, but I just wanted your guys' opinion on that.
So, what do you think of the new series with Pike?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to try to watch that tonight.
Yeah, because the first episode has been released. I've managed to see that, and it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Hey, here's real quick, and I'll let you guys go. Have you guys had a chance to watch Outer Range on Prime?
No,
never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Get a chance, watch it. It's very interesting. It's about a rancher up in Wyoming. There's this big, huge time dimension hole on his ranch. Really good.
Okay.
It's called Outer Range. Outer Range.
I have Prime, so I'll.
Yep. So do I.
Check it out.
All right.
Okay,
you,
guys.
Darren.
Appreciate it.
You have a great day. Nancy.
Live long and prosper.
Yeah. Hi there. So do you have any idea how many days we will have to do the exchange once we get our invitation? I'm still waiting for something to come in the mail.
10 days, I understand.
10 days to make the appointment.
Okay.
To make the appointment, not
to make the appointment. 10 days to make the appointment, and then obviously you will then have an appointment to go to. That could be further in the future. We don't know. It just depends on availability of appointments in your area.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Decided that was it. Yeah.
Amim, you're on your iPhone 6. Amy M. Amy M.
Obviously not there.
Not there. Okay. Kirky. Oh.
Want to bring the other one in now too?
We'll just
one
wait.
other.
All right. Go ahead, Kirky.
Go to Kirky first. Well, you can't hear Kirky.
Yeah, we can't hear you for some reason.
Amy M is back.
Oh, okay. All right. Kirky, give me just a minute. Okay.
All right, we'll go to Amy M while Kirky sorts out her microphone.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm getting gas at the gas station. So I don't really have a question, but I kind of have a situation I'm in. And I start a new job on Monday. I'm kind of in between, and it's at a bank. And I'm kind of nervous now about the position. I don't know what to look for to go into it.
What bank?
It's a local bank. I don't want to say it because I think it's only up here in Tennessee. We're in Tennessee.
Right.
And I think it's just local. It's not Bank of America or anything like that. It's not Wells Fargo. Should I ask them anything when I go in?
I wouldn't. I would
wouldn't. No, just go in there and keep your eyes open. It could be a very exciting place to be because you might be on the front line and see how all the things change.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I was in banking over 30 years ago, and then now starting next week. So I'm really excited about it. But I was like, well, maybe y'all would know something.
Well, maybe you'll be
do
telling us next week.
Yeah, maybe you'll be informing us everything next week.
That's right. You're our spy at the bank.
Right.
Hey,
exactly.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you, Amy. All right.
Okay,
Kirky, go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Is it better?
Yes.
Good. I have one question. I mean, there's two little things. The question is, do we know about the med beds, if they have arrived in the countries, and if the military, can we contact anybody? Because I'm a little bit stressed out, I'm sorry to say. Looking after my older brother who's got a kind of, I don't know how serious this is really. You know about pancreas and pancreatitis?
Yep.
So there is a
ivermectin.
Really?
And the reason why is most pancreas stuff, including diabetes and things of that nature, are caused by parasites. All right. And ivermectin will get rid of parasites within 90 days if you keep up a good regimen with it. Okay. It is the miracle cure that most people don't know about. All right. People only take it for short periods of time, but over long periods of time, 90 days or so, all right, it clears out the body of the parasites. The parasites are causing the inflammation that is causing the disease to progress.
Okay, I hear it, Billy, and thank you for the information. We're doing some kind of a med bed that is called a cold atmospheric plasma that is been brought into Greece from Germany. And he's got a little improvement, but he's lost a lot of weight and he's very weak. He got a kind of progress with the two times, twice that we went to yesterday and on Monday to this session of the so-called med bed. But I heard that there are some med beds and the Navy has got them in Greece. But I just wondered if you have an intel that I may be able to get in touch. I asked a friend who is in the Navy, and he asked the departments, and nobody knows anything.
They're keeping very hush-hush about it, because once it's released and it's known to the general public that this stuff is out there, you're going to have a stampede. Okay, so it is going to be released slowly over time, and not the full benefits of the medbay technology will be publicized until they're ready to roll it out worldwide.
Well, what I'm hearing is that they are due to be released shortly after GESARA has become public, and that they are setting up bases all over the world. And what I would do is I would make sure that you have all his medical documents already in a file, so that on the day the med beds are announced, you get there with the file and get in very quickly, because a lot of people will have never heard of med beds before, and will first of all be skeptical and delay, and you can use that time to get in there really quickly. That's what I suggest you do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks, Peter, for the information. I'd just like to share with you, because yesterday it was in the restoredrepublic.co that I got this plastic made. I got screenshots.
Okay.
calling about the Nuremberg Code.
Yes.
Right.
And those who would be liable.
Yes.
I just want to share with everybody that merely having these pages with me in my bag, and going into a supermarket, I walked in without a mask. Nobody talked to me.
Right.
I went to another shop and they said, mask, your little mask, because there's in Greek you call it a maskula, is a little mask. He's got. And I said, are you aware of the Nuremberg Code? And they said, your mask. I said, are you aware of the Nuremberg Code? And because I was in and out, they didn't want to know, they didn't, but it gave me a certainty, and I was not aggressive, I was just quiet. But the first day that I walked in, it was a security guard who talked to me. I was in the elevator and he said, your mask, please. I said, can you sign to me that I am, it's not against my health that I breathe the 1/3 of the oxygen that I need? He said, I'm not a doctor. Now, since then, this supermarket, I've been nearly every day. He didn't talk to me.
Yeah, you stand up for your rights, and they're not
That's
going
right, yeah.
to. They're not going to press it.
That's right. For me, it was very interesting the last few days, because I'm living in Germany, where they've only just kind of stopped the mandate to wear masks everywhere, but a lot of shops are still saying, if you want to come into our shop, you have to wear a mask. So in Germany, if you go into the shops, you'll find in most places everybody's wearing a mask. When I went to the UK, it's the opposite. Everybody is walking around without masks, and it was very refreshing to me to see that, and that, you know, suddenly you're in an environment where masks are not controlling everything, and that you can walk. And you know, I went to supermarkets, and wherever you went, nobody's wearing masks. You occasionally see someone wearing a mask, but it's like out of 1,000 people, you see maybe 10 wearing a mask. Whereas in Germany, of those 1,000, it'd probably be about 900.
Yeah, you're always going to have those sheeple. Okay, even here, you know, locally, most of our people here in Jefferson County, Missouri, don't believe in the mask, but you're always going to see them. Some people even driving alone in their car with their mask on.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. I mean, that's really ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I tell you, it was so refreshing for me to come into an environment where masks were not everywhere, and that's one thing I'm sad has not happened in Germany yet.
Right. All right, but thank you, Kirky. Appreciate that.
I would appreciate some healing thoughts from you if you send them towards
Greece. Yeah. Absolutely. Yes.
What's his name?
Nicholas.
Okay. All right, everybody, send positive vibes to Nicholas in Greece. Okay?
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Thank you. All right. Jack Pitleski. Hello, Jack.
What is up, guys?
How you doing? You at home today?
Yeah.
I am at home today.
No truck this time.
R&R. Peter, on Sunday, you were upset about something that happened, and it was brought up in the chat yesterday on Charlie's show.
Oh, really? What happened?
And they wouldn't answer. I mean, there were several of us wanting to know what happened.
Oh, why he wasn't let in?
We felt bad. Yeah, we felt bad for Peter. You know.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't say anything. And somebody said that you were not allowed on the tour. But is that correct? Because a lot of people wanted to know what happened.
I was definitely not allowed on the tour. No. I was given about 2 days notice before I flew over to the UK from Germany. So it was about Wednesday last week that I was told I was not allowed on the tour and that they'd refunded my ticket. It was that little notice. And I'll tell you the reasoning they gave. They basically said because they basically accused me of not wanting to help Charlie from the beginning at all. The only reason I had to go and help them was because I wanted to grab their members for my website, which is kind of ridiculous because I didn't even have the website at that time.
We didn't even have the website at that
time. And also, they're accusing me of linking, and then I just, I'm a fact checker. What I do, I just look up the WhatsApps with Tara, and what I find, she said on the 24th of February that I was welcome to link to my Telegram channel and drive people to that. And I thought, well, that's what she said then. Why is that different now? Why is she then accusing me of doing that?
Right. We never had an official production meeting or anything like that of what we could say, what we couldn't say, or anything like that. And people were asking how they could get a hold of Peter and I. And the only real logical thing was send them to our Telegram groups.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. And that was it. And then it came out and was accused that we were driving people away from Charlie purposely.
Which is not true. Where to? I mean, my Telegram channel, GESARA QFS, that was just it's non-commercial. You don't see any advertising on there or anything like that. I don't earn a penny if there's one person on it or 1 million people on it. I get the same, zero. So it's not like I had any advantage if more people. Sure, it's nice if more people read it, but I was not getting paid or anything like that, and I was not advertising on it. It was just a place to put my research.
Yeah, we don't do any advertising on either of our Telegram channels for transfer your 401k to gold, this, that, or the other thing. They do. Simon and Charlie both do 100 times more advertising than we do for different products and different people and whatnot, promoting this, that, and the other thing. We don't do anything like that.
Okay, but to be fair, what I just mentioned was what they quoted as the reason they kicked us off the after show.
Mm-hmm.
As to why they didn't allow me into the conference, I'll explain what happened there. And I basically, I'd already told them I was going there. It was very obvious. I'd also spoken to Tara directly, said, look, I'm coming to the conference, and that was okay. And then they found what was actually still under construction, the website for the GESARA show in Birmingham. And so they were kind of a little bit annoyed that I was doing this without their permission. Well, we're no longer associated with them, so why should I ask them for permission? But okay, apart from that, they just said, you do realize you're not allowed to do any film or audio recordings at our talk, which I said, fine. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to. I know they're going to be filming it themselves. I'm not going to be filming it myself and then putting it out separately from them. I had no problems with that, and I told them so. Then I made a mistake. I then said, look, what I would like to do, and I was asking them if I'm allowed to do interviews in the breaks. I didn't say I was going to. I said, I was asking, may I do this? And instead of saying yes or no, they just said, no, that's out of line, and for that reason, you're not allowed to come. I was just expecting a yes or no. It was a question. It wasn't saying I'm coming and I'm going to do it anyway. It was, may I? I was asking a question. They were obviously looking for a reason. I think that's they were looking for a reason to kick me out, and so they just used that.
So why don't you just go to London now?
Well, why bother? They're not going to let me in there either.
London. And tell them to stuff it.
Yeah, well. Look,
it's like let them do their thing. We're going to do our thing, and let's just move on. And
I want to be the adult in the room here. Yeah, I'm not going to chase them. Okay, if they don't want me there, I'm not going to force myself on them. If it looks, I think it looks better that when we're the adults in the room, we just move on.
Yeah.
I don't want to make a fight out of it. because I still respect Charlie. I still think he's doing some great install for us and providing great information. Why should I take away from them? I'm not attacking them. They were attacking me. I was not attacking them. I was always being friendly, always asking. I was asking the question. I was not telling them. So if they don't want to do, there are plenty of people we can talk to in this world. We don't need to talk to them.
Okay. But that's the Reader's Digest condensed version of everything. Okay.
That's right.
I hope everybody in the chat heard that. So.
All right, but thank you. Appreciate it, Jack. All right.
Okay.
iPhone. I'm sorry, it's Candace. Is that right, Candace? Did I get that right? You just say it just has iPhone listed there.
You mean the lady in the red dress?
The lady in the red dress with the sign behind, with blue walls and
a sign behind her head
that says home, heart. I'm trying to hope. Faith.
She's understood.
Yes, that's you.
Okay, it's an orange shirt.
Okay.
And I'm Sandy.
Sandy.
I'm sorry I don't have the proper etiquette. I know I listened to your show that day, but I still can't figure out how to get my name in here.
All right.
Real easy.
Real easy. Okay. On your picture, you should see 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. Okay.
On my picture?
Yeah, when you're looking at the screen, you should see 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner.
I think she's on an iPhone, not on
an iPhone.
Well, if you're on an iPhone, what you would do is click down at the bottom where it says participants, reactions. Okay, if you click on participants, you find yourself there over in the chat, and you click on your name. And it should give you an opportunity to change your name, rename.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Okay. So that's how that's done. What's your question there, Sandy?
I'm sorry. I'm doing it right now. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's fine. There you go. Now you listen to Sandy.
All right. Yay. Mine's real simple. I don't have cable. I have just Wi-Fi. Am I going to be able to, do I need to add anything? I'm not technical savvy. Do I need to add anything to be able to get the Starlink? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
You got Wi-Fi in your home, correct?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's all you
need. I think we all just have to wait and see what happens, because they're going to distribute Starlink to everyone. I think they're going to go to the cable companies and just replace it at that location, not every house individually. It would be too inefficient.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, cool.
Okay. But if they're offering new routers and things of that nature, definitely take advantage of that.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I need to even, because they're kind of like, I have Spectrum and they use Verizon towers. They don't really put it out and offer. They just, you have to really inquire for them to give you something new.
Well, yeah, I have Spectrum myself. That's who I go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
They're not very forthcoming with information. Yeah, I know. All right. But thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Sujata. Sujata, are you there? There she is.
Yeah, so some of the things with the food shortages just seemed kind of surprising, because if the deep state is being defeated, how are they able to starve us out?
Yeah, all right. So let's go back to that for just a moment. We've seen a lot of production companies, food manufacturers and things of that nature get blown up, have big fires at their plants and things of that nature, right? Okay. What have these production companies or whatnot been doing over the years? All right. They have been injecting chicken breasts with different things to make them bigger, okay, to make them appear larger. They have been formulating stuff at these food processing companies in order to poison our bodies. All right. And it's been going on for years. It's not a black hat operation. It is a white hat operation. All right. To take out to take them out. Okay. So that they don't have a chance to put the GMOs into our food anymore. Okay. And yeah, it's going to cause shortages for now. All right. But that's why I'm saying get local. Okay. Go local. All right. Instead of supplying Walmart and the bigger, Costco and Sam's Club and whatever with your money. All right. That is promoting all of this stuff. Go local. All right. Go to a local farm. Go to your local farmer's market. Get your beef, pork, chicken, and everything else from a local farm. Okay. And have them butcher it just like they used to do in the old days. All right. Without all of the processing that all of this meat that we get this at these big supermarkets goes through. That is going to be the best way to do it. All right. Yeah, it's not what we're used to, and it's going to upset people whenever they have to do that, whenever you have to go out and you have to pick a cow, all right, or a bull out in order to slaughter. All right. That can upset people when you don't know where it's coming from. Then that it makes it a lot easier on some people, but it's the same thing. It really is. I mean, you got to think of, doing your own hunting, doing your own fishing, doing your own, everything.
And also, if we get our funds in the next days, as it sounds like, just go out and buy a year's supply of food and just store it somewhere where it's really secure, and then you'll be safe. Yeah.
Well, I'm actually vegetarian like you, Peter, but
I'm vegan.
Right.
Vegan, but the whole factory farming industry is actually so toxic and horrible anyways. So yeah, if people are going to eat animals, you want them to be humanely raised.
Right. Exactly. But to your point, being vegan, vegetarian, whatever, you want to go out and you don't want to buy your groceries at a typical grocery store. Go out and go to a farmer's market and get it directly from the source.
Well, buy organic.
And ask them, and buy organic. Buy organic.
Yeah.
But and ask the farmers and talk to them. How do you grow your food? How do you grow your crops? What's in them? What fertilizers do you use? And things of that nature. They'll be upfront and honest with you.
I think the biggest problem is going to be the fact that they're stopping the growing now because the fertilizers are not available to the farmers who need it to plant the crops, and they have to plant the crops now so that we have food for next year. Or, and I think that is one of the major issues which has to be solved.
Right. Well, they stopped all the fertilizers because they found out that that's where a lot of the stuff was getting poisoned from. Even the farmers that were doing non-GMO crops and things of that nature, the fertilizers that they were using was poison enough.
Well, it's an interesting jigsaw puzzle we're in right now.
Right.
And I'm just hoping that when GESARA takes over, that all these things get cleared up. And we find a way forward. I'm sure the Alliance has fought this through.
Right.
I saw on what's her name? Deborah something. She has a big channel. She does the gathering. And she just did a diagram showing that there's a lot of companies that part of the money that we want to buy their products, they give to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I was really shocked that Burt's Bees was on the list.
Yeah. You would think, but when Burt's Bees originally came out, it was a natural substance. But when corporate took over, guess what happened? Okay, that's what's happened to a lot of stuff over the years. I mean, when you think about Quaker Oats, all right, when Quaker Oats first came out, it was not a big conglomerate or anything else. But now it is, and it's made with GMO products. All right. It's been hijacked.
That's right. They've been buying up all these companies. I always wonder if that is the reason these food processing plants are being destroyed. Maybe it's a white hat thing to get rid of the companies which are destroying the food supply.
Yeah.
Right.
Thanks so much.
But thank you, Sujata. Yeah, we need to get back to doing things more naturally, more organically and whatnot. I remember whenever the circus used to come into town, Ringling Brothers and Barnum Bailey Circus back in the day. And the farmers would show up with their trucks and whatnot, and get loads of manure from the elephants and all the other menagerie that were going there, because it was the purest form of fertilizer that they could get. Believe it or not, that was the way they used to do it.
But I thought a lot of the fertilizer came from Russia, of all places. And I don't think the Russians are going to be poisoning their own fertilizers.
No, but here in the United States, the fertilizer companies such as Monsanto and things of that nature have been, doing nefarious stuff for years.
And Monsanto has been bought by the German conglomerate Bayer,
right,
who's based in Leverkusen, which is half an hour from where I live.
Right.
And actually know people who work there. So
yeah, it'll be interesting how everything gets played out. But Kirsten, go ahead.
Hi guys.
Hi Kirsten.
So the first thing, I just have a couple things. I think, Peter, the reason why, this is just my theory, is that maybe they tried to keep you out of the whole Charlie thing because your intel was pretty good.
Yeah.
And they didn't, you kind of were like right over the target. And with Charlie's NDA, he can't be associated with it because they don't want anybody to, take away everything that he may get or when he gets it.
We were definitely seen as competition. That's all that is.
Well, no, like not so much competition, just as in, with the white hats and knowing you were over the target, and so with Charlie's NDA, it was too close for comfort kind of thing, and so they kind of had to distance themselves from you. That's just my theory.
That could be. That could be. That's an alternate theory. Yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, what I asked myself is, I was being gracious and friendly to them all the time, and going out of the way. In fact, when they told me I wasn't allowed to go to the conference, I made a peace offering to them. I literally said, look, let me come to the conference. I promise I won't film any interviews. I won't distribute any flyers. I'll just sit there and make my notes. I will not disturb your conference in any way. Just let me go. And that was, and then we can part in peace. That was and I thought that was a very reasonable offer. And instead of that, they said no and were just rude to me. And I just said, why? What have I ever done to them? Yeah, I've always helped them.
If maybe the white hats told them you need to distance yourself from Peter, maybe because of the intel that you were putting out. I don't know. That's just my theory.
What I put out, you can get from other places. Well,
that's true. That's true.
Anybody who follows Judy or
but you were associated with Charlie originally, though.
Yeah, sure.
So
is Mark Z. So is Mel K. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So it's and
they
Vandersteel and Chaz Carter
true.
and Simon Sparks and
that's true.
The list can go on and on and on.
And the other thing I was going to mention was Jason Q has decoded that we're going through the 72-hour. Have you heard about this? The portal.
Yes.
And we're going to be crystalline when we come to the other side of that, and crystalline instead of carbon, which means we don't need a lot of food.
Right.
If any, I don't know. And then we'll have crystalline trees and whatnot. So I'm just wondering if that maybe plays into the whole, you need food, for a year and not.
Well,
not
I mean,
us, but,
we're still thinking in that. Yeah, we're even though we're transitioning from the 3D to 4D to 5D and beyond. We still in our own sense, we have to think about 3D reality.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And not only for ourselves, even though we may transform because we're in the know. Okay. And we've already, started that transcending process. There's a lot of other people out there who have it, family, friends, and whatnot.
Right.
And that would be our project, is to help them stay fed.
Mm-hmm.
I think would be the main thing.
Right.
Yeah, and also we like eating, don't we? We
do like eating.
Yeah, we enjoy eating. So why would we not want to do that? Yeah.
Right.
Shit, true. Okay. Well, thank you very much for everything you do, guys.
All right. Thank you,
Take
Kirsten.
care.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Jerry Williams. Jerry, are you there? don't
these
hear.
These are the bits I always have to cut out of the recording when there are long delays.
Right. Jerry Williams, are you there? I don't see Jerry. All right, we'll come back to you. Monty?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Monty.
But
Okay,
your camera's
great.
not working.
I know, as usual. Anyways, I just want to, this is just a quick comment. Don't let all these things with Charlie and those people get you. I'm sure the military is involved. They had like military protection, and they're restricted in some ways. I'm not trying to justify their behavior, but it's just, you know, you're gonna kind of look at things from all angles and everything like that. But what I wanted to say was that it was very a good idea for you to go to Birmingham, because, you know, you went there with the idea of bringing back all the latest information for us, and the people in this forum need to appreciate that, because that's the reason you went there. Otherwise,
that's right,
you could just
that was the whole reason behind it. You know, unfortunately, things happen the way they did, and we'll just leave it at that. And you know, we just keep on doing what we're doing here. We're just trying to inform people the best we can with what's happening and keep everything positive. If we focus on the negative stuff, that's not doing anybody any good.
I say my attitude is I'm okay. I'm answering your questions about what happened to a certain extent, but I'm not getting into the nitty gritty. And I have no advantage in starting any kind of war with them. I see no point in that. We're all truthers trying to inform you guys, and I don't know why they dislike. I've never did anything bad to them, and I had no intention of ever doing it. I haven't done it, so why should I start doing something bad to them now?
Right.
If they don't want to contact with me, well, the world is bigger than them, and they have a big following. I don't, us with our small show, we're not really a danger to them in any shape or form, and we shouldn't be. They have a massive following, and good luck to them. I just find it strange that of 650 people, I was, as far as I know, the only person who was not allowed to go in there.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I mean, these things happen when, I mean, this is kind of a touchy situation right now with what's happening out there and all that. So who knows what's happening behind the scenes. But what I wanted to encourage people in this forum to do, because, you went through a lot of cost and hassle and challenge to get things done. And unfortunately, not everything worked out the way you wanted to work. So I would encourage people to go on the website and donate as much as you can. So I know money's tight right now for a lot of people, but the people with the means, it's our responsibility to go on there and try to cover at least some of the costs that incurred in this excursion, and make sure that we put our little pennies in there, so that we are responsible, as much responsible as Billy and both of you guys. Anyway, so that's the reason I wanted to kind of like go over this. Nothing major bad has happened. To be honest with you, I get much better intel from you guys than from the other side, even though I've paid for the whole year with them. I'm not really getting my money's worth that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But anyways, but with you guys, I'm getting a lot of intel, and I'm very, very satisfied with that. So just wanted to bring that up and let people know that we should appreciate you guys.
That's right.
Thank you, Monty.
We are a lot cheaper. We're like $4 a month, and they're I think €11 a month or something.
If you'd like to donate, we have a thank you area on the forum where you can donate as much as you'd like. you know, this is.
I might actually set up something which is more efficient, because at the moment PayPal is giving us a lot of trouble, holding back all the money coming in for 21 days. It's
yeah. All right, but you know, that's something of another conversation. But thank you, Monty. Appreciate it. Going back to Darren, and I think we'll wrap it up after that. Okay, Darren, go ahead.
Hey guys, just real quick on that topic. I think Kristen actually had a good point. And I can see it in Charlie's show that I think he gets very, very frustrated that he can't release more information, and you guys are releasing a lot of information that he would like to release, but he can't because of his NDA. So I think that's just, in my opinion, that's just the way I see it. It's too bad that it happened that way. But again, I would just highly recommend just go your own way, have your own show, get your own people, and stay positive.
Yeah, I think we've also been standing out because we've been technically better than them, because you know, we give an index of our show, we've added subtitles and gone out of our way to be technically more capable, despite the fact we're a small operation. And I think that's also been a thing, that we're just showing them up that we as small guys are putting out something which is more informative to a certain extent, but not to play. I mean, well, carry on.
You know, I think unfortunately what everybody that comes to these shows are looking for, including myself, is that we really want really legitimate, valid information. Because I mean, as you guys well know, everybody's extremely frustrated with what's going on around the world, and so we are seeking honest and valuable and truthful information. And so, you know, unfortunately in Charlie's situation where he's under an NDA and he can't release some of that information, it starts forcing people to turn to alternative shows. And I'm sure that's got to be a little bit of an issue, you know.
Sure, that could be an issue.
Anyway, just my point.
All right, but thank you, Darren. Appreciate it.
Okay. You bet.
Well, Pat just raised her hand. Pat, go ahead. Patricia.
Patricia Bishop.
She's coming in there. Hi, Patricia. How are you doing?
I just wanted to say that Charlie has his ways of getting information out when he's, and you know, I think it's been a very poor show, and I feel so sorry for you, Peter, that you've had to go through that. And I think it's really bad form on Charlie's behalf, on Charlie's part, that they've decided to go down this road. And as you know, he has an after show that his friend does, and he could give out information. He's not under an NDA. So,
well, that's true. Yeah.
I won't say anymore, but
in fact, one of the things I pointed out to them was, look, when this comes out, that you're not allowing me in your show, surely there's going to be a backlash to you, which I don't want, and you surely don't want. And why is it so hard for you to let me just sit there in the conference? You know, I mean, I went out of my way to find a peaceful solution, but they were so adamant they didn't want me there. I couldn't do anything, and but I say I don't want to make a fight out of this. I don't want to make it bad or something. I'm just saying, if that's the way it is, fine. We'll move on. We'll just move on.
Yeah, that's it. All right, and Jenna, go ahead. Thank you, Patricia. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Patricia.
Hi. I just kind of wanted to end on a very happy note, because I'd been following Charlie Ward for 2 years, and if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met you guys.
Well,
and
thank you. Yeah.
Honey, and between all the connections and everyone that I've been able to meet in this journey, you guys have helped me out in so many ways to keep hope. And I'm glad that I got introduced to you guys. I'm not really sure how it happened. I think it was when we started transferring to Telegram, and I got introduced to you guys, and I feel very lucky and to have this like little internet family where we all look out for each other. So thank you.
Exactly, yes. And that's how we feel. We feel there's a community here, which we want to help. And we're all in this together. We've all got our currencies. We all have our financial issues which we want to solve, and we're doing this together. And we're a community, and we are very much here to help you guys. We're helping ourselves at the same time. We're all just learning this before, and we just have a bit more time to do that background research to keep you guys up to date.
Right. And the one thing that I am very proud of is that you all have come together, okay, and you've reached out and you've helped each other. Okay. Pat, with you helping, I forget his name, Craig, I think it was. You know, the story of you helping Craig and other people chiming in order to help out each other and making connections in your own community, wherever you happen to be. That's what this is all about.
That was a topic on the Birmingham show. So when you see the Birmingham show, if you didn't see it live, there was quite a big segment where he was explaining exactly what happened, how he just won a common law court case, and a lot of that was based on Patricia's help.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
It was very much so.
Can I make one more comment about common law?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I've been studying it a lot with David Straight. I've been watching his seminars at least probably 10 far, and re-listening to it. I think that that's going to be very key for us to take back our own sovereign free man and free woman. And is if we educate ourselves in that and start the process with that, I think it makes it a lot easier for the white hats to start implementing common law or God's law. And away from this black hat cabal legal system that you are born a debtor's slave.
That's right. But if we know what we're doing, then we're better. As to wanting to help, one thing which would help maybe is just to spread the word about our show, that more people know to come to the GESARA show and join in on our group. I think that would definitely help us too, if we can grow our community, because we can't be everywhere, but amongst all of you guys, you're in all kinds of other groups. Why not just invite them to come along?
Yeah. And if we need to set up a special time or something like that, where it's, you know, more convenient for everyone, you know, noon on a Thursday sometimes isn't, you know, because everybody's working and stuff like that.
That's right. And if they want to see our show, we have older shows we've already released in the public domain. They're on YouTube and they're on Telegram. So you can just say, look, just have a look what these guys are doing.
All right. But thank you, Jenna. Appreciate the kind words. Really do appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yes.
Let's go to Angie real quick. Angie.
We can't hear you, Angie. Oh,
nope.
Microphone on.
Gotta unmute. There you go.
It's looking better.
All right. Say a few words. No.
Now she disappeared from my screen.
All right. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, Angie. Sujata, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say I really loved when you did your special events like the Bond show and was it like a Star Trek show?
Yeah.
And then you were like, that was so cool. And like how you did the special music and the logo. And then you even dressed up.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe it would be cool if you.
Oh, she dropped out.
Yeah. Oh, lost her.
Just when it was getting interesting.
Just when it's getting interesting. She was about ready to give us a special
show.
We're
just waiting for the punchline there. And
yeah, exactly. All right, Angie. Angie's still there. Go ahead and unmute Angie. No, not getting you there, Angie. Sorry.
So now we're wondering what she was going, what the punchline was. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. That we all dressed up. Well, we have more.
Well, we didn't just lose her. I think she dropped off completely. You know?
Right. Okay.
I'm not even seeing her in the gallery anymore.
Maybe a connection got run out or something. Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah, we do have more specials lined up. As I say, I was arranging some in Birmingham with people there.
Angie, go ahead and unmute, dear.
No,
can't do it. Okay. It won't let you unmute.
Won't. Okay. What a pity.
Oh, well, sorry about that. Let me see if I can do something here. Ask to unmute. No.
No, she's unmuted.
Oh, is that it?
That's it. Yes.
Oh, hallelujah. Oh, it's my first time of speaking on this, on this show.
Where are you? Where are you?
I'm in Northwest Scotland.
Northwest Scotland. Okay.
I'll show you my beautiful view. It's in the rain.
It's in the rain. Wow.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Well, my family's from the northeastern side in Newtonmore, actually.
And I have my grandfather came from Glasgow.
Yeah. Well, I'm about 30 miles southwest of Glasgow as the Clyde comes out into the sea. It's beautiful.
Right.
Just really wanting to say my heart goes out to everybody. I felt for you at the weekend. I was so saddened to see the room not full as it deserved to be, possibly because they'd extended the dining.
Yeah, I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Leaving that to one side, I just really want to express my appreciation for both of you and for them. And really, if we cannot, between us, walk out, and it's not a criticism in any way, but we are here to walk our talk at the moment in peace and in compassion. And I know that you know that.
Yeah,
I think that they know that. And unfortunately, if only you'd had a quiet chance just for a couple of minutes of, even 1 minute of just quietly going into a corner and just saying, look, what are we here for? Let's pray about this. Let's just go back to base.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be
no, it's okay.
Descriptive.
No, you're fine.
I just have so much respect for you. I have respect for them, and everybody has a voice and needs to be using it. Yeah, I do love you, all of you.
Thank
you.
I
do love all of us. We are one family. And I'm sorry if I sound a bit intense, but I'm a healer, I'm a light worker, a counsellor, and it's so important, isn't it, that we come together, and never mind about Mercury retrograde 4 times this year, where communications go awry.
Yeah.
Well, like one of my favorite songs says, you have to try a little kindness. If you see your brother standing by the road with a heavy load, help him share the load. If you see your sister falling by the way, say, hey, you're going the wrong way. All right. You have to help each other. And that's what this is. That's what this entire thing is all about, is learning to put aside our petty differences and coming together to make a brand new changing world.
Yeah,
that's right.
Totally spot on.
Yeah, I mean, what happened to a certain extent in Birmingham? What I did do was I went to the event in the morning at the building, and I stood on the public road. And as people were in the queue ready to go into the conference, I was handing out flyers to everybody. So I must have handed out 400 or 500 flyers. To most people going in there will have heard about my show. Now, what was a bit of a disadvantage, which I didn't know in advance, was the fact that their event location is a good 20 minutes walk away from the hotel. So because they'd always said the Hamilton Hilton is extremely close. Well, that was not extremely close. It was a good 20 minutes walk easily. And if you're already at the event and the event comes to the end and they say, oh, we're giving you extra, we're going to do extra things here and the thing, then people are going to stay there because they like the community and stuff like that, instead of going to some strange internet show where you can watch the recording anyway. So I think that's what happened.
Yeah. I mean, I respect your integrity, both of you. I respect theirs. You're a brilliant duo. You really are, and you're very informative, as has been said. And maybe hackles have been primed by a previous situation, which has got nothing to do with you.
Oh yeah, I felt they were treating me like it was like a Jimmy situation. They treated me like they thought like Jimmy.
Yeah, sometimes we can project onto other things. But no, just I wish all of you great empowerment, really, and a terrific outreach, because we need to reach out.
Thank
Absolutely,
you.
yes.
And thank you so much for the distance that you traveled. You arrived feeling worn out, and you still went on. I mean, what a feat of organization. And then for Billy to join in, from America. Thank you.
Well, thank you. We appreciate everything that you just said. It was very, very nice.
It's absolutely. And I say the journeys were somewhat difficult. I think the worst is all the miles you have to walk in the airports. I mean, the long distances carrying heavy bags.
Yeah.
And my bags are particularly heavy because of all the camera equipment I had to take with me. But I say I haven't finished the editing the recording. I'm probably a good day away. I'm probably about a quarter of the way through it so far in the editing. So it's a very complex edit because we had so many technical issues, and I had to use backup microphone recordings and so I'm mixing a number of sources to make it into a proper show because the individual sources were not working so well. But the conglomerate, we did everything double. We had 2 sets of cameras, we had 2 sets of microphones, so that if one thing doesn't work, then we had the backup. And the backups were needed this time.
Yep, most definitely. But thank you, Angie. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, everybody.
Peter, any final thoughts on the day?
Well, the time in Birmingham, I'm going to remember for the people I met, and the conversations I met with the people who were there, and that I could tell that so many people came to me saying, hi, you Peter, and even just to say hi, no more than that. And I had chats with a lot of them, and for me that was a very heartwarming experience. Irrespective of what else happened. But I think that alone is, for me, a very good reason to have gone there.
Oh, yeah.
Sure, there were a lot of technical issues. A lot of things didn't go as planned, but a lot of things did work. And I'm going to be releasing more materials on the forum from my experience there. I just released a whole load of videos, 360-degree videos on the forum, which you can look at. 360 videos are interesting because you can look in any direction. You can move your finger or your mouse, whatever device you're using, to look around and see what's happening, and you can see the setup, what we're doing in the setup, and things like that. And the video of the show itself, well, I think we're about a day away. I've still got a lot of editing to do. That's going to be my job tomorrow. And on Sunday, I hope if it works out, we're going to have another special.
Sujata just
That's
popped
right.
in.
I just saw her.
We're gonna find out what she actually had to say for.
That's right. She you
cut out for the. We missed the excitement there. Okay,
that's
we
right.
were waiting for you to jump back in.
That's right. So what
Sorry,
was it?
my phone died. Oh, I was just gonna say, I just love when you did all of the special music and the different themes, and I just wanted to encourage you to do more themed events. And I was even thinking if you wanted to do a theme and have all of us dress up too.
Ooh, now there's an idea.
That's an idea. Yes.
All
right.
Just everybody wear your favorite Hawaiian shirt.
Look at me.
Well, there you go. Something like that.
Or everybody wear your favorite sports team one day, or everybody has to wear something blue. All right.
Well, I'm sure. I've certainly got some ideas for more specials to come.
Right.
And and dressing up and putting in the music. That's fun for us. We enjoy doing that. I mean.
Well, I really enjoy it too.
Yeah. When it became obvious, when I saw we had episode 007 coming on April the 7th, and
that was
we wanted to talk about bonds. I mean, yeah, how could we not do something there? It was just impossible.
That was so cool.
Yeah. So I made that extra special Bond intro because you know, you always want to do that. You always want to appear as Bond in there, and so that was just fun. We enjoyed doing that.
Yep. But
And,
anyway,
with Charlie, they're actually not even posting the recordings of the new after party with David Mahoney. So
he forgets to record it most of the time.
Well, I think he's been recording it, but they haven't posted any of those recordings. So
I've been seeing them posting the recordings.
Oh, just for the regular show, but not the after party show.
I thought I'd been seeing them posting the after party as well.
Yeah. And there's a special Telegram channel where they post everything.
They keep changing the location where you find them.
Yeah.
Because
I only see yours in there. I don't see any of David Mahoney's.
Then you're probably in the wrong channel, because all the channels we posted to, they've took out of commission, because there you could find some things about us on them. So they scrapped the channels which we posted to back then in order to do new channels which didn't have any references to us.
Right.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it came up from higher up that it was too juicy of intel.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not going to get into that, but
I can only see how they treated me, and my question was, I did nothing wrong to them. I did nothing to harm them. Why couldn't they just be friendly about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
But thank you, Sujata. Appreciate it. Appreciate the suggestions. All right. Well, Peter, again, we've come to another end of the show. It's been a great one.
Absolutely.
And lots of great intel, lots of great questions. Glad everybody had a chance to jump in here. But we thank you all for showing up. We will see you on Sunday. Okay.
That's
Goodbye,
right.
everybody.
And I might be somewhere else on Sunday.
Oh, you might be somewhere. That's right. Maybe a special presentation on Sunday. Okay. So we'll all look forward to that. But we'll see you all later. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Welcome
Thank
back,
you very
Gilles.
much.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Shirts.
Bye-bye.
Bye.